Hey everyone, my name's Daniel. I'm a fourth year arts law student at the University of Sydney with a deep passion for helping prospective and current students navigate the complexities, difficulties, and uncertainties of law school and university life more generally. Today, we'll be discussing why you should probably not study law. Now, don't let the title get to you. This is not designed to discourage you from studying the law. This video is rather to give you a realistic and practical look at what the study of the law actually looks like, the admission process, and some other things associated to try and set you guys up to see if the study of the law is actually for you. Now, this first element of the admission process is not something I'm going to labor too much. I'm going to briefly outline it from the different experiences that I know of and personally the experience that I actually have. The reason why is because I don't want this video to discourage anyone from trying to study the law by looking at some of the requirements that may come with it. The video is really designed to motivate people to see if it's something they want to do based on the content, based on what we actually study. I think it's more important that you get excited about the content itself and what you can actually be doing. So let's start with high school. High school is the experience that I know best from the state of New South Wales, and I'll put up just about now all the requirements for as many of the unis I can think of in terms of like ATAR selection rank and everything like that. And that's pretty straightforward. Now, the other experience that I'm actually aware of is transferring into law from doing another degree at uni. Now, different unis kind of have different requirements. I know for the University of Sydney, it was actually a lot more favorable to try and transfer in out of 1 year of study than it is to actually get in straight out of high school. Try not to let the admissions really change your way. There's so many pathways into law. There's so many different universities. So based on that, what do we actually do? What are the expectations versus reality? The work that law students are doing outside of class is reading. And when I say reading, I mean a lot of reading. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat the amount of reading that we actually do. And realistically, it could be up to 100+ pages a week. And I know that that's daunting, and that is a lot. Most law students are reading first-hand cases and judgments which explain the complex nature of the common law and the way in which the law develops in a particular area of study. And that's what law students are reading most of their time. The thing to remember is although law students aren't reading legislation, they're reading cases, which is the law. And that's the real interesting part of our common law, is you read the cases, you read the words from the judges, how they reason their conclusions, which actually forms a part of our law. And that's what we base most of our analyses on when it actually comes to applying the law in itself. It's those cases. So when you read it, you're not only learning the law, you're learning how judges are actually applying it and creating law at the same time. Now, it's not just reading that law students are doing in their own time, because that's a big part of it, but it's actually about doing practice questions in your own time. So generally, these practice questions are hypothetical scenarios. Your job is to basically analyze the strength of different legal arguments and reason your way to different conclusions based upon those arguments. So, for example, if we look at the landmark case of Donoghue and Stevenson, which you'll no doubt study in tort law, you would have to approach the following scenario that I've put on screen, based on maybe what the judges said in Donoghue and Stevenson regarding the tort of negligence, some of the factors to consider, and things like that. You would reason this case applying from the one case to your hypothetical scenario and actually discuss the strengths and weaknesses that may come from the arguments presented based on the law you've studied. Now, what about the classes in and of themselves? Whilst you may think that law school involves furiously writing notes to lectures, typing away on their laptops, trying to get down every word that the lecturer says, this is only partially true, and a very small part at that. But a lot of the time it is not. More often than not, the classes are very much discussion based. And this can come in numerous ways. It can be discussion of the law in itself. What does the law mean? Is there any critique to the law? Does the law look like it's going to change soon? Or it can be about particular problem questions in and of themselves. So I've put an example up on the screen of some questions that were asked in relation to the law of tort and some issues around negligence, duties of care, and things like that, which kind of just come up in class. And they're things that you sort of want to be able to logically work through, but there's obviously a lot of complexity surrounding that. Finally, for the assessments. So, class participation. Class participation can be done in numerous ways. General class participation just involves you getting a mark for the amount that you talk in class. For example, if you're talking about a problem question, it may be just giving your analysis of the facts and how you thought the law may have applied to it. Or it very simply could be asking questions. Now, problem questions I've discussed, but it's very much how you apply the law to the factual scenario you've been given, how you can make logical arguments based on the cases that you know, and how you can reason with some of those facts to come to strong legal conclusions. It's testing your analytical ability, your ability to spot different issues that come up in the problem question, and apply the law in that way. Now finally, essays. Essays can be marked very subjectively and very differently. They tend to test more your critical analysis of the law, your critical analysis of cases, i.e., do you think the judges were correct? Do you think the judges reasoned properly? Do you think the law is well constructed? Do you think it's adapting well to social change? Do you think it's adapting well to technological change? I've posted some sample essay questions on a wide array of topics on the screen now, and there's so many different options. Now, finally, let's get into this pros and cons section, the goods and the bads that I think come with the study of the law. So we're going to start with the pros. Number one, it is intellectually challenging and satisfying. It's one of those subjects that is, yes, difficult, but there's nothing quite like approaching a difficult topic with very little knowledge about it and learning it from bottom up. So it's very much a challenge, but it is very much satisfying to understand in the end. Secondly, and this is one of the biggest ones, you develop strong argumentative skills, analytical skills, and skills of critical analysis. This works alongside skills in oral and written communication, which are important no matter what you end up doing. The entire law degree is designed to teach you critical analysis, to look at factual scenarios for not just what they look like on face value, but to dive a bit deeper, looking at some of the underlying issues that might come up. A third thing which I haven't really touched on is the social aspect. There's something about being in a degree that's defined, that has a solid structure, which means you're seeing the same people in different classes all over the place. I've found that I run into people that I've seen in first year, second year, third year, people are doing all sorts of things. They all come together at the same time with their law studies. And there's something really cohesive about it. There's something motivating about it. Now finally, let's be honest about some of the cons, some of the things that you may be sacrificing when you actually decide to study the law or choose this as your pathway. Now, I must say the study of the law is a big commitment. It's a long degree, typically about 5 years because they make you do a double degree. It is something to think quite strongly about before you do it. It's a big commitment, it's a lot of work, it's a long time, and it's something that you're really spending your time, money, and energy on. And it is something to really think about. Now, the second and last thing that I will really mention, because I think it's the most important elephant in the room, is the workload. Like I said before, I'm not going to sugarcoat the workload. It is a lot. You're expected to do quite a lot of reading in your own time, a lot of assessments in your own time, and a constant thinking about the law can be quite draining for a lot of people. You sometimes won't feel that you're learning these skills of analysis that I'm promising, or these oral and written communication skills. That's the whole reason you got into the law. You may not even be feeling like you understand the topic, like I said, and you may not feel like you really know what any of this actually means. So there are times absolutely where you'll feel stressed and overwhelmed with the amount that you have to do. But I promise you, me included, and anybody that you speak to, they are lying to you if they've told you they have not felt stressed or don't currently feel stressed about the amount of work they do. Regardless of where you are, regardless of where you end up, I really appreciate you watching the video, and we are absolutely in it together. So I appreciate it. Thank you, and see you next time.